All of this. Falling apart like this is on you.
Wow. Wow. Oh, that's some kind of logic right there, Mike. You screw up, get yourself followed by the DEA, and now suddenly this is all my fault. Why don't you walk me through this, Mike?
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had Fring. We had a lab. We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork.
Oh,
you could have shut your mouth, cooked, and made as much money as you ever needed. It was perfect. But no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
Oh, Lord. It seems like Helldivers 2 has absolutely stepped in it this time. And, well, to be honest, it's probably not that big of a deal, to be completely honest. But, yeah, this is not a good look for the people at Arrowhead over here. So, to summarize, if you haven't been on Twitter, and if you're not as chronically online as I am, Helldivers 2 has been an extremely popular game recently, and they have just recently decided that they are going to force all their PC players to make a PSN account in order to continue playing their game, lest they be de facto banned in what is now, I think, a couple of weeks. So they started with this Steam community post here, which just clarifies their account linking problems, and they've just gotten, flamed pretty hard, as you can see here. Then, of course, as you might expect, there's a ton of memes that people are being made about this, like this one right here. Yeah, the community manager's response hasn't been great, but I'll go into that later. A lot of these memes are just these are incredible. So we've got this one right here. Due to technical issues at the launch of Helldivers 2, we allowed the linking for Steam accounts to be PlayStation Network to be temporarily optional. That grace period is now over. Fill out a PSNA form now for bureaucracy. Activate a PlayStation Network account. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. But I think the real problem here has mostly been the community manager's reaction. Like Spitz here has said, it's not like this is the first or even the 14th mainstream game to require a third-party account that takes a couple minutes to create. But if it's a deal breaker to have to take 120 seconds out of your day to enter an email and a password and then forget about it, change your Steam review and make your displeasure known on a platform where it matters. Yeah, so it's just, this is a really bad idea. You should not go out of your way to just attack the people that are criticizing you for anything, because it just makes you look bad in the eyes of people like me who don't really care, honestly. Like, it's not that big of a deal. The PSN account thing is really not that big of a deal, and people are going to forget about this in a couple of weeks. It's not going to affect the game long term. It's pretty minor. It's annoying, don't get me wrong, and I've definitely empathized with the people who are like, yeah, this is bullshit and we shouldn't have to make a PSN account. I'm with you. I totally get it, but it's not that big of a deal to me. But this just makes you look like, because most people don't care, right? The loud minority on the internet that are screaming at you to get your shit together and that this is unacceptable, that's really not most people. So yeah, it's a very bad idea to just go in here and start slugging it out with people who are just not, they're not really your big audience, you know? I mean, yeah, this is just stupid, and it's a bad decision, because he does it a couple of times. This Spitz, who I think is the community manager for Arrowhead Entertainment, or is it Arrowhead? I think it's Arrowhead Studios that makes Helldivers 2, and it's like, man, because this guy's has this kind of ridiculous reaction. This will kill Helldivers 2 on Steam, backpedal, or lose your player base, which, again, is not really true. And I think this is in the official Helldivers Discord. And this Spitz responds with, "I thought you were refunding and leaving," which is like, you know, I mean, you got him, but it's like, it just looks petty, and it's not good to be doing this. So yeah, no, this is not a good look for Arrowhead, and I genuinely, I don't know why they would decide to. That's the thing. To me, this seems like it's they're trying to be subversive about it. So like they launch the game, and it's like, okay, cool, no PSN account needed. You can just play the game on Steam, do whatever. Great, working great. Everybody's having fun. Everybody loves the game, and now they just all of a sudden decide to throw this PSN thing in where you have to make an account. It's like, all right, whatever. The game's still really fun. It's really not that big of a deal for most players, but it is just annoying. Yeah, I think Mischief here on Twitter is correct. I hate to be that guy, but the Helldivers 2 outrage is by all means fake, no matter how justified. Player count hasn't even been slightly affected despite 10k negative reviews. People don't actually care, and this will likely be forgotten about within a week. Yeah, that's probably just true. I don't think that anyone's going to stop playing Helldivers because of this. I haven't been playing recently. I haven't jumped into the new update, but that's just because I've been playing other stuff. I find it hard to believe that this is going to have a massive impact on the game's player base long term, and even in the short term, it doesn't really seem like it's affecting it at all. So, yeah, I don't think this is going to change a whole lot, but I do have an opinion on why this has been such a massive explosion of just negative feedback for the game. I think it's just because they've done such a good job at everything else. I mean, literally everything else about this game's community management and everything that has been going on Twitter and like in the game, and the monetization's perfect and the communication's perfect and the live service is great and everybody loves the game. The gameplay's fantastic. There was like almost nothing wrong with the game. And there was very little to complain about, even for people who love to complain about things. And it was just, this was just such a like, oh, look, this minor thing. And then everyone's like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. And, you know, it's really not that big of a deal. Because if this were to have happened with a game that was a total fucking shit show, like, I don't know, go with the Suicide Squad or something, because I think that game does require you to be online or something. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but like if that game had the same problem, people wouldn't really care. They'd be like, all right, that's the least of the problems with this game. There's way bigger issues going on with this game, so we don't even have to worry about that. And I think that's the reason people are so upset about this. And honestly, I don't massively blame Arrowhead for this. Yeah, because like the meme I played at the very beginning of the video, this is probably a decision from Sony, from a higher up at Sony, that's like, all right, we could get some more people on PSN or something. I don't know what exactly the reason would be for wanting to have more people on PSN. Maybe it's for data harvesting reasons or something like that. But yeah, it's not a good decision. And one of the big things that people are talking about on Twitter is that PlayStation Network is only available in these 69 countries. So if you are like living in, I think, the Philippines or parts of Africa, you just can't play the game anymore. You're just going to be banned because there's no way to get a PSN account down there because it's not supported in that country. And another thing that people are talking about, Helldivers 2 Media has pointed out that PSN is restricted in China, and this Chinese player got banned because he tried to use a VPN to subvert it. Yeah, it's just not. It's a terrible look for the people at Arrowhead, and it's a terrible look for a game that everyone has been loving so far. So it really does make me pretty sad to see that kind of thing. So yeah, as you can see, the reviews are pretty. They've taken a big turn, but I have a feeling that within a couple of weeks this will all turn around and people aren't really going to be thinking about it anymore. So I'm not super disappointed with the Helldivers community, or well, I'm kind of disappointed with the Helldivers community. I'm not super disappointed with Arrowhead. This is like a minor thing, so I don't think it'll really be that big of a deal. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will completely destroy everything that goes on at Arrowhead Studios, and there will be absolutely no way for them to recover from this, and their sales are going to take a massive hit. But I mean, honestly, the game's sold so well already. I don't really think they have anything to worry about, and I think whatever the next project they go to is going to be pretty well funded, and it's probably going to make a shit ton of money. So, yeah, that's all I got.